You're listening to Pro Booth Talk, education and insights for photo booth company owners.
They don't even know where to find us. That's why I try post it.
It's posted. We are live
Send me
right
the link.
now. I don't know how that looks on Facebook. I don't even know how to confirm that it is.
Send me the link.
Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So I mean, it's just on our Facebook page, business page. So it's facebook.com/ProBoothTalk. ProBoothTalk.
Put headphones on.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty big delay too, almost like maybe a full 45 seconds or a minute delay.
Oh,
Yeah, so let's see. Let me see when it says. Yeah,
This is the first time we're going live for anybody who's tuning in. So bear with us, you guys.
Oh yeah, that much. There it was. How long was that?
Okay, I see it. There is a delay.
All right, so we've got 4 of us here today. I think Billy at least will be popping in a little bit. But I guess that's the point of the fireside check-ins, is to kind of be unstructured and just open conversation. Come as you are when you can. So what's going on, guys?
So today, my client completely surprised me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I sound so maybe okay. No, so my client is completely surprised me on telling me where I'm setting up for an event. So we're doing trading cards, but instead of doing it inside the arena, we are now doing it outside in a boxcar.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, hopefully it's in Portland, so hopefully it's not raining and windy.
Hey,
You come in lap, you're gonna come and be my machine. That's what my team calls you, the machine.
the machine. Man, I came back with bruises on my hand last time. I've never seen such a crazy crowd. That was a wild crowd.
Lap was there beating the shit out of the thing the machine we use. It's like bam, bam, bam every time.
Yeah, I was looking crazy because I had a double. Yeah. I was looking crazy. And people were trying to talk to me, and I was just like, no, we gotta hurry up. That's going live, what, this weekend?
No, April 13th.
Okay.
So it's gonna be pretty exciting event because the Trailblazers are playing the Lakers. So you're gonna have LeBron James and Luka Doncic there. So it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a very, very busy game. So they're actually wanting us to start earlier than we have in the past, like compared to past games.
That's pretty cool. So more than the 4 hours you did last time?
But the things that they only have us down to service for 2 hours, even though they paid for at least 3, up to 4 hours.
You don't offer 2 hours, right?
No. So we do up to 3, or 4. But just considering how great of a client they are, we will probably, try to get through as many people as we can. Maybe we'll bring a bunch of enough materials to go through, do 400 or 500 cards, and run through that. So, yeah,
I've never seen that many cards as when you did this event.
This event is pretty big for them because they're partnering with a different sponsor that's paying for the activation. So, they had to use a lot of data from the previous event to sell this sponsor on why they should bring us in. So it was pretty exciting to hear that and to get the new sponsor on board.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard sell though, trading cards. Like I know I brought it up before. Like I think we as an industry are like going crazy over it. I mean,
that's
over
all
them.
I see on Facebook right now is everybody posting.
Yeah, I mean
cards.
they're legit awesome, but I feel like it's a hard sell for clients. Like, I mean, as much as we love them, for every event that I have, I try to pitch them, but it's so much harder sell than like a standard booth, or like I'm bigger on like the portrait booths right now. I feel like it's one of those things, kind of like mosaics. Like you don't know how amazing it is until you actually see it in person. And a lot of times we don't get to meet our clients, not like Jason with his own office, where he gets to meet his client.
They're not coming here. They're not coming here. But we are doing one in the next couple weeks, coming up pretty quickly, actually. And this is for a planner that I work with all the time, and she wanted a price on them for a 1-year-old's birthday. And I told her it's not in that budget. And she's just said, I think it probably is. So I was like, all right, I'll send you over.
Let's go.
And it was. So we are officially doing it for a 1-year-old's birthday party.
Wow.
Crazy.
High five. Give me a high
Nice.
five, Jason. Hey, that's amazing. That's wild. They must got that.
Yeah, they're renting out an entire baseball stadium here, our minor league
A
stadium.
1 year birthday
So,
party.
Okay, that's not
Dang.
a backyard. That's not a backyard birthday party. Then that's one of those high end. That makes
One of
more
those
sense now that
those
you say it like
families.
yeah, that makes so much
That's
more
crazy.
sense.
yeah, but should go be a testament to don't jump to conclusions, I guess, because when she told me, what the event was, I was like, this probably isn't in your client's budget, but thanks for thinking of me. And she was just like, nah, it's in
Nah,
your budget.
we good.
I've had that in the past a few times too, where I thought like, they're not going to go for big price booking item anyways, and at the end they booked one of the more expensive ones, right? Where I was like, whoa,
Mhm.
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But then, of course, we also get a lot of these lowballing calls, right? So I think that's what sets our expectation a lot of times, where we think like, okay, they're probably not going for it, so why should I provide all this information? But you never
Yeah,
know.
how much time are you going to spend on it? Like one may go through, but collectively, 80 of them prior are not going to go through. So how much time are you going to spend on each one to get that one that does?
I mean, that brings up a good point. I don't know if you guys saw that email that came out from like Catalina about leads and stuff. About
I think it came out today, right? Or yesterday?
I didn't see it yet.
It made me think of it. How do I want to reposition my website so that I'm not constantly having to either just ignore leads or respond to price shoppers? Because we have to do a lot of it. We get a ton of leads and they get nowhere most of the time, and we are spending more time with price shopping. I don't want to. In the past, I did put like our prices on our website, and we still got leads, but it wasn't as many. And a lot of times people didn't exactly know what we could offer them, even though they see our price and they don't even want to talk to us because like, oh yeah, that's out of my budget, and looking at their website may not be what I want for $1,000. So I felt like when I got a ton of leads where they didn't know the price, I could sell them on more things. But then now I'm getting to the point where I'm just getting overwhelmed with everything that's coming in. I don't know.
No, I agree. And that's kind of
that.
the same experience that I had. So we had prices for a long time. And obviously our booking rate was really, really high because anyone reached out, they already knew what we charge and everything. It was really just a matter of if we were available or not. But our leads, like you mentioned, were really, really low. So when we took the prices off our website, we got far more leads. Of course, our closing ratio went down significantly, but our overall bookings was significantly higher because now we at least have the chance to talk to these people instead of, I feel like if they go to your website and they see a price, then that's just pretty much the price that they're using to compare other companies. They're going to call this company and say, hey, this company is charging $1,200. Now that company will say, okay, I'll match that price. And I don't even ever get to have a say in the conversation. So I'd rather have the phone call.
I feel like most people don't know what the difference is. They're looking at just the numbers. They're looking at just your price. They have no idea, especially when you have such a difference between like photo booth companies that provide a specific type of service to a certain type of clientele versus like your cookie cutter, like basic selfie booths that some of the party, backyard parties and stuff send out. It's such a world of a difference. Like in a lot of the clientele's mind, especially ones that haven't seen the differences between like a really amazing photo booth and just like an okay one, they don't understand the difference, So having the opportunity, I don't publish my prices because I don't feel on paper, I look like every other company. But when people actually experience us and see us, and when I have the opportunity to talk to them, that's when it really unfolds like we really are a different service. Sometimes I wonder if we should even call ourselves a photo booth because we're like, my company is leaning more towards like the photography side, which is so much more, you actually need more experience and you actually have to understand lighting and things like that and all the different workflows. So we don't publish pricing either. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, like having to sell them versus losing that lead. It's a tough decision where you want to be with that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the brands are kind of leaning more into that photography realm than photo booth right now. We're holding steadfast though. We're a photo booth company. We keep getting pushed. We keep getting pushed back, so we'll see.
I love the studio headshot, studio lounge. I gotta decide on what I want to call it. Like the other day, we sponsored an event for WIPA where we had
I'm glad you made it to the WIPA sponsorships. We've talked about that a few times.
I sponsored one event for them many years ago when I first started, but now I've evolved a lot. I met a few of the same people from like my first years when I first sponsored, but we've changed as a company a lot. And then I've changed, like just being more comfortable, like networking, even though I still get a little bit anxiety about it sometimes. But once you get there, it's fine, you know? But the thing about the photography studio lounge is like, I feel like with brides and even with like activations and corporate, like I feel like this is the direction things are going because people are wanting stuff that's a little bit more elevated, not as cheesy. I know I've been saying that for some years, but like I feel this studio headshot is just such a different experience, but it takes so much more. It takes so much more effort, so much more equipment, so much more software, hardware, and then the workflow and actual knowledge. Yeah. The event was running fine yesterday and we took a break for the actual, what's that called? The reception where you get to grub on the meals. Oh man, the food was so good, you guys. So good. That's beside the point. But like, once we're done eating, me and my guy Lee, who has been with me for a long time, like we went to check on the equipment just before the reception was over. And for whatever reason, our Surface Pro died. Halfway through the event, it died.
At a WIPA showcase?
The WIPA, yes. It was running fine. We're getting, like everybody was like, oh gosh, these photos amazing. Because when you do like a studio lounge setup, it's not just one flash. I mean, like the multi-dimensional lighting, something about it is really subtle, but it just looks so much more fabulous, right? So we're getting a lot of compliments on it. And the Surface Pro died. I'm one who always talks about like having backup of everything, but honestly, I've been doing this for like 11, 12, 13, 14 years. I lost count how many years, but in all the years that I've done this, in all honesty, everything else has gone bad except the PC. I can count on my one hand how many times the PC has failed. And I want to say it's three times. And we do quite a bit of volume. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. So I have plenty of PCs and I was just like, nah, we don't work. When the Surface Pro died, I was thinking, okay, let's just change out the, the AC charger. We had 3. So, when I say I'm good with backup, I have plenty. I've checked all 3 chargers. None of them would charge this thing. I know, right, Timo? I'm shaking my head like, what the heck?
Crazy.
What's going on? Yes. So
which Surface Pro was it?
That is a good question.
Generation-wise,
almost all the generations. Every time I upgrade, I've had like the 4s, the 5s, the 7s, the 9s. It's either a 7 or a 9. Those are the ones that I currently am using. It just depends on like what I send out. I think that one is a 7, which I've had quite a bit of problems with the 7. I feel like there's hardware issues with the 7 because there's a few that I've had issues with.
I never had any issues with the 7. What I had recently is issues with the Surface Pro 9 though, where the out of the sudden the USB C ports they turn off. Yeah, they don't work anymore. Like we had it as one event.
Like it's power related.
No, it's like it completely goes away. And the first time it happened, we were setting up an event, tested it the day before, of course, everything working fine. At the event, setting up, testing, nothing is connected, right? So I start switching out cables and everything, and nothing would bring back anything. So I rip out the computer out of the photo booth and plug in a USB drive directly, not into a hub or so, but directly into the USB-C hub port, and it wouldn't show up, right? So we still had 2 hours to go before starting time. There was plenty of time for me to. Yeah, so it was plenty of time for me to go back to the studio, pick up another photo booth, reprogram it, and use that, right? So I sent in the Surface Pro 9 to Microsoft, and they had it for about 2 weeks to repair, and they sent it back, but they didn't let me know what it was. Like, they had a report, what kind of tests they did, but it didn't say anything that was wrong with it, right?
I was diagnosed with it.
Yeah, so I had the same issue come up like 4 times after that. And so the only thing that helps, what I figured out later, is when you do a hard reset by pushing the power and the volume up button for a longer time until it shuts off and comes back on.
Quick meeting right now.
Yeah, you gotta hold it until it comes back on and the Windows symbol shows up again. After you did that, the ports are good again, right? So
that's weird. That's good to know, though.
Yeah, I have a photographer here locally that rents printers from me. And he had that issue. He rented a printer and couldn't get it to work, and it turned out that it was his that it was his Surface Pro hub went out. The same thing.
Wow. So I haven't taken a look at the hardware yet today because this was just last night. But since I always have backup, I've done this long enough to know that you just never know what's going to happen. So the Surface Pro, we were shooting Canon to EOS to spot my photos so that guests can the photos could find the guests. So the Surface Pro was it was PC for capture, and it was a main PC for printing. So when that went down, we switched over. I mean, I had iPads because we were sharing. We had the QR for sharing. So we turned on SnapPic, configured that in a few minutes, which is awesome. But since I already am familiar with how to use SnapPic and how we do printing with SnapPic all the time, we had a Aircast Pro that we pulled out and set it up. I mean, we got it back and running in 10 minutes. I didn't have time to configure everything properly. All we focused on was capture and print. So I still have to upload those photos onto Spot. I think once I got it online, I think it already was sending it the way I configured it to Dropbox, and then it Spot My Photos has a uploader or has a hot folder. I think it's already on. I think they're already on, but I still have to go and check any files that are missing. That really just goes to show you can be prepared. You never can be prepared enough, because I had 3 chargers, you guys, and it still wasn't enough. I mean, this is the third, I want to say the third time I've had a Surface Pro fail on me.
Yeah, we had one fail one time, but it was all because of the charger, the AC adapter it only. Just fell
yeah, what's
off.
with that though?
When they plugged it back in, it fell out.
Okay.
Henry realized the Surface turned off, and he went to adjust the adapter, and it still wasn't charging, so he just grabbed another one from our backup box and plugged it in.
You should always have a backup of those chargers. I don't know what it is about them, but they go out as often as freaking trigger
You should have
adapters.
a backup for every piece of equipment you have.
I know.
Doesn't matter if it's never failed, for you. One day it will.
The PC?
And you'll be glad you have it. My thing is that it's better to be prepared, have it and not need it, than need it and not have it. So.
Hey, man.
Yo.
Baby.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey, man.
So cute.
Get out of here. Go.
He's almost naked, though.
Almost naked.
Put some clothes on that kid, man.
He takes it off. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen that kid with a shirt on at home.
Yeah, he takes it off. I mean, he got shorts on right now.
Well, probably don't fall far from the tree there.
So what?
Right?
Taking clothes off.
I didn't even know what was going on.
Chatty.
Just
Talking
chit
about
chatting.
failing
What's up,
equipment right
Jason?
now.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I was talking about my event I sponsored for WIPA yesterday. I saw your post about backups, and it was so ironic because yesterday my Surface Pro stopped charging mid-event.
Well, damn. Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't have a backup power?
Dude, I had 3. That's the thing that's wild. I think it's the charging port, but we switched over to an iPad. But man, you just never know. You never know what's gonna happen.
You never
You
know.
only had one
Yeah.
Surface Pro with you?
Yeah, I have more
Oh.
Surface Pros. I mean, it's not like I lack. It's just I didn't, man. I mean, this really. I gotta say, knowing your software, knowing your software comes in handy for moments like this, because if you already have software and hardware, because you guys know, I experiment with all the different software, all the different hardware and configurations and stuff. So when stuff hits the fan, at least you already have experience to quickly switch out hardware and software, because that's what I ended up doing, switching to SnapPic, and I already understood the back end of both software, Spot and SnapPic, to make it all still work together. Just having that experience helped.
Did you have it already set up? You went to a whole new software?
I had to go. Yeah, I was shooting EOS, and Spot was watching it, and then photo party was auto printing. So there's with the studio lounges, they look simple to do, but there's so much on the back end with software interfacing with each other to make the whole flow work. But I've done it so long that I'm pretty familiar. But sometimes when you're troubleshooting on site, you get
Different.
you get that
Different.
yeah.
You get your nerves.
Yeah,
Your nerves come in.
But imagine though at a WIPA event where it's all wedding professionals and your stuff goes down and you're like, oh no, of all the events.
WIPPI?
Wedding International Professional Association. Yeah.
Well, that's
But-
But I
embarrassing.
mean,
Yeah, what's up?
but I had that's not embarrassing though. That's not embarrassing though, because you're amongst professionals, and the fact that you have backup equipment to switch over in 10 minutes, that's pretty damn impressive. I'm just gonna say, I
I don't want to have
you did
no
good.
issues.
You did good.
I don't want to have no issues in front of nobody.
So man,
Of course, you don't want issues, but you also know that electronics with technology, you just never know. 1 second it's working, the next moment everything, all that shit hits a fan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the fact that I was able to pull out back and nobody even noticed, I mean, that's right.
True. You gotta do it. You gotta do it to where nobody notices.
Yeah.
And that's the magic of
But
it.
but at a wedding professional, at that networking group, I actually didn't mind if they noticed, because it got messy because we switched it out so quick. All of our wires and cables were all over the place. It's good that they know that. Yeah, but honestly, it's good that they know that you come prepared, because it's worse
Right.
to have to shut everything down. And I've seen photo booth companies. I've seen companies that just come with not enough. They have no experience with like technology failing. So when something does fail, it's always something small, right? It's always something small, like that trigger. Those
Yeah.
triggers were my death. I
Mhm.
always had 3 backups, but it's always something small that ends up like you have to shut down your entire event because you don't have a trigger adapter. Is that what they're called? Trigger adapters? Am I calling them right?
Wait, what's a trigger?
The hot
adapter?
shoes? You mean the hot shoes?
Hot shoe adapter. Yeah. Hot shoe
How do
adapter.
you not know this, professional?
All I know is,
she shoots in
I don't know.
T-ball, man.
hey, if I know what I'm doing, that's all that matters. I don't know the official names of everything. I just know it's the little thing that sits
Hot
on
shoes
top
are
of the
some
camera.
stilettos.
Hot shoe adapter.
Sound like our host.
Hot shoe adapters. Yeah.
Hot shoe adapter. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I
man,
always have like
the
3 of those.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah,
whip
those are
event here
probably
is
the biggest
they're
fail
hosting
point
at a
for us, our
pickleball
hot shoes.
facility. You should come up and
Ooh.
we can go.
Yeah,
I'll play 'em.
let me just go up there to play pickleball
with Whippa.
with Whippa. So what are y'all
It's-
talking
Stuff.
about? Laps.
So Lap, we've talked before about my incentive program for people getting reviews. The first review they receive, I give them a high five. So
What? Your clients?
no, my hosts. If my hosts get mentioned in a
Man,
in
your
a
volume
review.
is loud.
Is it?
And
Yeah.
I can
Yes, too,
barely
man.
hear Jason.
I can barely
can
hear
ba-
Jason.
I can
You
barely hear
barely
Jason.
me?
I hear
We
you
barely
now.
hear you, but I hear men
Is that
over
better?
everybody. Yeah.
I have a loud voice. I'm
Just
sorry.
need to
Pull your
talk
mic
into my mic.
away, man.
Can you
Dude, my
can you
earpods.
up your microphone volume?
Yeah, you're pretty quiet, Sean. For me, anyways. I
I
can't.
think men is just the loudest.
I'm just loud. I just talk loud. I'm sorry. I get
Anyways,
timed
like I
out.
was saying, I've got this program you know about that. I reward people, my hosts, when they get reviewed. The first reward level is their first review, and that's a high five. So mention to Lee that I owe him a high five. We got a review with his name, and
Oh, wow,
yeah,
that's
I'll
awesome.
send it over to you.
He always gets high remarks.
Yeah,
Everybody
they're
loves
really happy with
Lee.
it.
Lee, you're
Lee, if you're
a
watching,
BA guy. You're
Yeah.
your worker.
yeah, you met him, right?
Yeah,
He's
I
cool.
know him. He's the only guy that works for you. Is he? He's the only guy, right? Because all the other ones are girls.
Wait, what happened to Min?
Sometimes. That's so awesome, Lee. If you're listening,
No.
Did Billy
Oh, we
kick
lost
out
Min?
Min or something? We lost Min.
Billy kicked men out. I don't know what happened to men.
Is
I watched
Billy
Wait,
trying to
what?
come in or what?
Billy's
Billy.
looking at a garbage.
Turn your camera, dude.
anybody following our live, this is our first live, so
We
Be
got
patient.
We got 9 people watching.
I showed 10 on
Yo,
my
I'm
side.
trying
give
so.
us some grace.
I'm trying to flip my camera around.
Five.
How do I
Five
flip my
over
We got
nine.
camera
11
around?
now.
There's a little
Are
button.
you in
little,
your camera?
The little button.
Yeah, come on, man. You've taken a
don't think that
selfie
works
before.
like
You
that.
know where the selfie button is.
I'm
These
on
are
my
the people
computer
we
today,
trust
and
to
it's
run
pretty nice.
electronics at event.
Still don't work. I'm gonna leave and come back in. Huh?
Yeah, I think you can do it before you come in.
I don't know what happened to Min. Maybe he'll come back.
He was loud too. Probably baby duties.
So we do have a couple people mentioning that they are watching live. Coral and
Hi, Cora.
Trevor
All right.
Hi, Trevor.
or Robert.
I just know he's the Viking.
Yeah.
Are they asking any questions?
Damn, look at that guy.
No,
Looks
they
so
just-
mysterious.
We just were talking
Ooh.
about if people were watching us, so they just chimed
Spotlight
in. to let
Billy.
us
Hey,
know.
Billy.
Hi.
Is there any topics that you guys want us to talk about?
Oh, Billy looks so menacing.
Yeah, that's
The
what's up.
hell? Billy in the
Go to
closet again.
Put a spotlight booth.
Yeah, we got Sean and Billy both showing off their lighting.
I'm in my Tesla actually. So
Look ridiculous, man.
What up, honey?
hard lighting. All right.
I don't have any. There's no more lights. There's no more lights in here. Hold on, let me see.
It's so funny.
There's no more Tesla light. Oh, there you go. There's an extra light there. Let me see if there's an extra light. Oh, there's no lights.
Good.
There you go.
Well, you look like you're in a closet. Sean looks like he's in some kind of murder room.
Jason
Timo looks like he
requested
needs to
red.
wipe his
Murder
lens.
room or Bordello, one of the two.
I did an event one
Very
time that
sexy.
had that kind of red lighting. The whole room was a red room like that.
Yeah,
Switch it
I
to-
had that too. That hurts.
Set
my
it back to
eyes.
purple or blue.
Yeah, I had to get adjusted to it, and then they wanted to capture the red, but they didn't tell us ahead of time. And they didn't give us enough. Clients think that it takes us like 5 minutes to set up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See.
You have to like experiment with the lighting to like capture that red without people turning red. But yeah,
Well, we can
is there anything
we can
you
talk-
want?
Yeah. So today, I lost 2 events, kind of thing. Even those white
What?
label events, it didn't work out.
Man,
so there's
I
one.
am sorry, okay? I didn't mean to take it, bro.
You guys are joking. If you guys are serious, though, are you all joking? Or are you serious?
That shit happens. It happens.
Nah, I don't know he's on.
Yeah, man. So anyway, you guys like my post about washing your trading cards?
What?
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, no,
Washing
no,
trading
Billy,
cards.
Billy takes things to a different level. Wait, how did you lose your
No, because so basically, the client decided not to move forward. That's basically what happens.
That's all they said?
That's all they said. We're going in a different direction. It is what it is.
I hate it when they
Yeah,
say
yeah,
the
yeah.
different direction because it doesn't tell you if they went with a competitor or if they just
I always
didn't
ask,
do the photo
if
thing.
they say that, I always ask, like, hey, do you mind sharing, like,
Yeah.
sharing why? And they're upfront about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times they will be.
Well, I know that this one just probably because you go through production. Production adds their money in there, and then that's it. They kind of kill when you want. So yeah, you give them a number, they'll triple it, and it's not even your
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, production.
I lost 4 events this week,
Yeah.
and those were
Four?
all due to all government events. So
Oh man.
they
Man,
all got their
dodge, baby,
budget
dodge.
slashed. So that's about 10, 11 grand out of the window.
Yeah, and that hurts.
Well,
Yeah,
we
okay,
get some
Timo.
more backdrops.
Yeah, some more moves.
This is sponsored by Boots Active. Team needs help, guys.
Yeah, buy some backdrops, guys. Even though you don't need it, just buy it. Do what Billy does all the time.
You're not even opening that up.
I have stuff that are in cases that are like he sends it to me in the boxes that are still there in my garage. I don't even open it.
Yeah.
I haven't
backdrop
posted it
on
yet,
gigs
but the
to you?
episode that dropped today is a lot of backdrop talk, actually. So if anyone hasn't
Oh,
checked
yeah?
that out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timo, the I'm getting from you that I called in, or supposedly I changed it to get shipped delivered today, but then I called them. They're like, oh, they said they can't do it until tomorrow.
And it's
Hopefully they
usually what
do.
happens when you put in change requests or so. You usually delay everything.
Well, they said it already passed the cutoff for deliveries for the day. So
Well,
hopefully,
it
I'm
comes in.
praying comes tomorrow, because if it doesn't come tomorrow, we won't have it for on Friday.
Did they let you know why it was on hold?
It was just when it got to the port or to the location, it was past the cutoff for loading it on trucks.
Well,
No,
that's
we-
one
the-
thing too. We can talk about that. Anything that you want to get that's from overseas now, it's gonna be a little delayed.
Yeah, I
How
know.
delayed- how delayed are you
I
guys
haven't had
talking
any
about,
issues
though?
with active yet.
How delayed are we talking about? Because normally it's within 14 days, right? How delayed? And then most of the time it shows up in 7 days. So
Well,
how delayed are we
You might
talking about?
double the time.
So
I
like
don't think
there's
we haven't had- I don't think it's
28
delayed.
28 days?
It's just
So far,
more
we
expensive.
didn't have
I don't
any-
think it's delayed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more
I haven't seen-
expensive. More expensive. You're right. It's more expensive.
No
Yeah.
issues with Booth Active yet. So you guys need to shop at bootactive.com. So
There you go.
make sure
just
tell
pushing it.
them,
That
Jason,
was a
this
subtle
guy
plug.
is not paying me.
in the in the notes section. There's a note section you can put in there. You say Sean sent you. I think Timo hooked me up with something.
You
He's
guys
gonna
are
charge you
ridiculous.
10%. He's 10%
So
over
there-
retail.
So there isn't a delay. It's just the prices have increased, which we already
that's
expected,
what I
right?
saw.
We already
Yeah.
anticipated that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like custom stuff. Custom
How much?
shit.
How much of an increase? Because I don't really sell too much custom backdrops. How much of an increase are y'all talking about?
Oh yeah.
So far we haven't had passed on any increases.
Well, I know my
far.
cards, right? I'm sorry, I gotta talk about this. The cases, right, that are coming in.
What
The
cases?
guys are laying me because he's like, "Oh, we're gonna move it to a slower shipment, even slower than slow. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
crap.
the shipping container.
Yeah, slower
Like
than
30
slow now.
like
Yeah, if you
45
have to do a
days.
shipping
45
container,
days. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
45 days.
shipping
Yeah.
container is 30 to 45 days. That's how half of my iPads are coming. But the other half are coming here
Your
within
iPad
a week.
stands or your
Yeah,
iPad
my iPad
stands?
How about
stands.
saying
Can we?
got
But they
3,000
should be
cases covered.
coming.
So when are those available again?
My iPad stands. I'm only doing this one because I need it for myself, and after that, I'm not gonna sell it for a while because people say they need it, and then when I have it available, nobody buys it, and then I'm stuck with fucking garage full of iPad stands. So
All right, I'll take
They're
two.
nice because they break down. They're nice
Yeah,
because
it's
they break
nice.
down. They break
It's
right
nice.
down to
You
like
probably
eight
still
cents.
have
gonna keep
4
like
in the
that.
box.
no,
Just
I
send it
don't
to
think
me
so.
and I'll rent them out for people who need them last minute. I'll just
No.
say,
And then dealing with the last minute stuff as well.
yeah.
Hey, if you guys need
And
any
then-
iPad stands, photobooth3d.com.
This guy.
Man, look at all these
Got Tony
plugs.
plugging
Let's
it in.
stay
Jason's
focused.
over
Let's
it.
stay focused.
Best
Let's
iPad
stay
stand
focused,
around.
man.
Jason is over it.
No, but those stands are
Right.
good. I mean, I think I was one of the first people that bought it from Min, and
Yeah,
They were
bro,
pretty
that's
good.
because you got the prototype.
I got
No,
two
if I didn't
prototypes.
have, if I didn't already
Jason.
have stands that I don't
What's up?
use, I would probably buy some.
You know what's interesting about you saying that Lee got a thumbs up? That event, I don't know if you remember that day, but like we had all sorts of like load-in issues. Remember me talking to you about that
Oh
that
yeah,
day?
parking
Like,
issues specifically. Like
yeah,
Baldy wasn't able to park where he typically parks.
yeah,
We were pulling up like Google Maps or Google Earth or something on our
yeah.
computers here and looking for different parking areas for him.
Yeah, so it was at the Anaheim Convention Center. So it
Right.
was he ended up having to like take a lift out because it was just I told him to take a lift in too, but I think he was struggling with that too because he told me he parked at Disneyland, which is pretty
Oh, wow.
pretty far
Okay.
away. Yeah. And he had to hike in with all the equipment. So like he was so delayed, you guys, and this is like one of those things where you circumstance with him, so you know it was bad
He's
lifting.
complaining.
Yeah,
He
and then
wasn't
he's
complaining, but he
calling-
was just like,
calling
dude,
us,
like-
and then you're texting me. So we've got like you're texting me, and I
We
went
couldn't
into
get a
the
hold of-
office next door, and the girls have like Google Maps up, scouting out different parking lots, but then they didn't have
Yeah.
internet, so I couldn't see any of his photos. So I'm like, is he even running? Is it operational? And then
Dude,
you
they
stopped replying
dropped.
to me.
Yeah, because I was on the phone with him just getting Mickey. When you're just trying to get stuff up and running, especially like when you're on that time crunch, you're not trying to contact anybody. But we got it up and running like right on the dot. But I think like the reason why he always gets such raving reviews, and this points back to like having team members that are like great, not just proficient, but like great personalities. And because a lot of times if you have someone that's like not pleasant, you're not going to get, even if you're doing everything right, you're not going to get those, your client. If your client doesn't love your person on site, they're just, they set the tone, right? And Lee sets the tone because as soon as he showed, I mean, you guys, most of you guys, all you guys have met Lee before. Like, as soon as you meet him, like, he just has this, like, personality to him. So, I mean, I'm glad he got amazing reviews, but it's I think we started, like, 1 minute behind schedule, which
That's not late. Don't worry, you're good.
it's not late depending on your client, though. If your client likes you, that's not late. If your client doesn't like you, that's
Yeah,
late.
then you're
You know
super
what I
late.
mean? I'm
Yeah.
saying for your client, if you're not 30 minutes ready, 30 minutes in advance, you're late. But if your client likes you, 1 minute is not going to make a difference. So I think like having great people makes such a difference. Like he got a raving review. He started 1 minute late. He got a raving review. That's amazing.
Nice.
He
Lee, if
needs
you're
a
listening-
raise.
The saying is, you're only as good as your worst BA. That's basically what it is.
Look at the thumbs up. But yeah,
Jason, reconnecting.
Hey,
shit.
Melissa wants to know when she's getting her stands.
Yeah, keep
man.
dropping.
Melissa
Yeah, it's
last.
kind of long, but I could read it for you.
What, do we have a chat going? Is this live?
Yeah, everybody.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
live.
This is live?
I don't see anything. I don't know who's talking.
If you follow my Facebook page, the link is on my stories or my Instagram.
I thought
Just follow.
I didn't know this was all being
What the-
recorded and everything.
Recorded and live.
Recorded and
Oh my
live.
God.
Why do you
All
why
those
do you
customers
my
you were
nose
talking shit
unplugged?
about.
And when
You bugging, bro.
I'm over here doing work on the side and stuff. I'm sorry,
It's all right.
guys.
It's all right. They seeing us do what we do, hustling, multitasking.
Yeah, I didn't know this was. I thought y'all just wanted to be friends, but no, it's always business. Always business. Live chat app. I want to see what's going on in this live chat.
Yeah, me too. Where is it? I'm
Get
trying
on
to
my
find.
Instagram and you'll see the link on one of my
Yeah,
stories.
you could, or else just or facebook.com
Oh, yes.
/ProBooth Talk. No, sorry.
That's gonna
How'd you
take
come
them
up- how'd you come
longer.
up with this name, Smash? That's what I
Smash.
want to know.
We gonna smash.
Yeah,
We gonna smash.
Smash.
What's-
Why
what's
I mean, I'll tell you if you really want to
What's
know.
Jason's business name again?
Smash
It's,
Booth.
That's a good question. Like, why do we pick the names that we pick?
I saw
What
I
is that noise? Is somebody hiding somebody?
My kids are
Someone's got a
playing.
kid running
My
around, I
kids are
think.
playing Super Mario nearby.
Oh, it's your kids. All right. I can tell you why I picked my name because I had a DJ company. I mean, we had a promotional company called Exquisite back then. We were throwing parties when we were like teenagers. And then we carried that name. Exquisite. We carried that name all the way to our wedding production, doing the sound and lighting and stuff like that. And then obviously we broke into a photo booth. So, just add Exquisite and added booths at the end of it.
Billy was originally a DJ.
Look at that judgment.
I see it. I see it.
Man, oh
Jason,
man.
Jason, what's to
I'll
say
just
for-
throw it in. I'll just throw
What
it
do you
in.
have to say about that,
want
Jason?
I see the DJ. Look at that lighting.
DJ's awesome, man. I mean, people still request for me to do their weddings.
Exquisite is such a difficult.
I can never spell it right.
Yeah.
I can never spell it right.
I can't spell it right either.
No,
No,
What?
it's just sometimes when I'm giving out my email address, it's terrible. It's like a long thing to say.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I don't even want to try to spell your email.
Oh man,
Exquisite.
Jason,
Look
how
at
did you
that
pick? How did you pick Smash Booth, Jason? I don't think we ever. That's such a good question. Like, why did you pick that name?
So, kind of a secret about me. I hate my company name. When I started. A few people have heard the story that I started two companies at the same time, and I also started with one of my sisters. So she chose the name Smash Booth, which was going to be more aimed at like social events and parties, and I chose the name Black Stripe Photo Booth Company. That was going to be aimed at more of a marketing aspect. This is 12 years ago or something like that. Long story short, Black Stripe did poor, and because Smash Booth was the lower tier, aiming at people that were like $400 parties and things like that, it was booking nonstop. Eventually we just built that up. But I don't know, the name Smash was never something I really liked, and we've been rebranding over the past like year to SB Interactive.
SB, yeah.
To get that Smash Booth there, but SB Interactive is kind of how we brand ourselves in like emails and stuff. But Min has a good story, because I remember when what was it Insta Booth or something like that. I remember the whole
What?
transition.
Oh my
Instapic.
God.
Instapic.
That was
That's what it
drama.
was.
Yeah.
Were we friends back then when that all
we were
happened?
friends. Yeah, you
Oh,
were.
yeah.
When we were talking, did y'all help me pick my new name?
No,
You asked us.
I remember talking to
It
you
was
guys
me.
about
It
it.
was me. It was me.
Yeah.
Because
So
you said Instagram was suing you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Instagram opened up the same time I opened up, which is in 2012, right? So they came out with Insta. Anything with Insta that's a photo is probably going to get a cease and desist. But I think because my company name was Insta Photo Booth, right? And I tried to trademark it, and that's when the red flags came up.
Flagged it, huh?
And that's when Instagram contacted me. It was like, no, you better
started
change
making-
it. We don't sue you.
You started making six figures. That's what happened. And then they came after you.
Probably. But that was like literally 2 years into my photo booth industry, like
Yeah,
to
Insta
start.
props.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember that
I
one.
had Insta
Insta
props.
props.
I had everything Insta, and they contacted me. They're like, you need to get rid of everything.
Dang.
And I was like, and I remember I asked the lawyer guy, because I had to call, they mailed me something in the mail, and I thought it was fake. But then I contacted the lawyer and everything, and it was like, no, this is real. And then they made me change everything. And then the thing is, my umbrella company is actually Insta Photo LLC, and I was like, please don't make me have to change that.
You didn't have
And
to.
so, yeah, I didn't have to change it because it's not really anywhere. It doesn't do anything. And so I got to keep that. Is that a razor blade necklace that you have? That is dangerous.
Yeah, I've been wearing this forever.
Yeah,
I
for a
have
long
never
time.
seen that.
You noticed that.
I don't even know who you are
Yeah, I
anymore.
like it.
It's been there
Cutthroat.
for a long time.
Cutthroat. I
You
get
gotta need that in the
Cutthroat.
hood.
You never know.
In the hood.
Never know what's gonna come in handy. So, how did you pick your new name? Current
Oh
name.
yeah.
How did
Okay.
you pick
So
the
my
current
new
name?
name. I remember I was talking to somebody. I was talking to one of you guys, and I remember that it was probably Billy. I was like, I need a name. I want the last 3 letters to be Pix, right? PIC or PICS or PIX. I wanted that, but I wanted the first 3 letters. I wanted 3 letters. I wanted a 6-letter name because I want blah blah Pix, right? And so I'm literally for a week straight just picking out like 3-letter words that don't even make no sense at all. And one day I was in the office and my friends back then, we're not friends anymore, but one of them's name was like Kenny. The other one was Echo and Obi, right? So that's K, E, and O. And I was like, let me just put that in there first. I did EKO, Echo.
You play
Echo
Scrabble with
Pix.
their names?
I played
Play
Scrabble with their
their
names.
names?
And just to see like what's available, right? And so I came along and I figured out Keopix, Keopix. And my other friend was like, why don't you call it Kiopix, which would have spelled Kiopix, which sounded kind of stupid to me. But I should have went that route because, my stuff is like a kiosk, right?
Yeah,
And
Keo.
Kio spells kiosk. I could have been kiosk picks or something like that. But that's
Keo's
how I
good.
came. And
Can't
then
even
I
imagine
saw-
it. Anything
Yeah,
else?
and that's kind of how I got the name Keopix. I don't even know what the hell Keo means, but it was available. I
I
turned
was
it
like,
into a
what is
brand.
that?
Like it
Oh, man,
sounds
what's Keo?
sounds cool, And then I just started like branding the shit out of it and just man. So it was just a font, right? And I used the font.
Oh yeah.
Little did I freaking know that I had to pay to use this font.
Royalties.
I paid $2,500 for this fucking font. Oh my god! They
Holy
didn't catch it,
cow.
and they didn't catch it until like later. Like I'm talking about like 2 years ago when I had to
When
pay
it
it.
mattered. When it
Yeah,
mattered is when they caught
because-
it.
Yeah,
They found out
they
he was
emailed.
making money.
Well, that's the thing. They emailed me because they found the font, and they're like, "Hey, you didn't pay for this font." I say, "I thought I did pay for the font because I thought it was like $100 font." They're like, "No, you have to pay per use." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Pay per use?" Yeah, so I had to pay unlimited use of this stupid font, $2,500 just to have it.
But that your brand is
Yeah, my brand is
that font.
around,
Yeah.
And then I was like, what? I'm not changing my logo ever again because that's a $2,500 stupid ass like. I don't know. I've never been approached by using fonts incorrectly, but I don't even own the font for $2,500. I get to use it, which is stupid.
Now you should make every wedding template with that font. Be like, you have to use it.
There's a lot of my titles in my on my website, so I'm getting my
Billy, you were thinking about rebranding, right?
yeah. What happened with that? I thought you already found a name.
I do. I have a name. It's called Backspix, which is the initials for me, my wife, and my kids. Just haven't had the chance to like really brand anything to bring it out. Kind of, like I'm doing a lot of white labels now. It's still to a point like that, but yeah, I do have my own projects. Like I definitely should have just started using a new brand, on it.
What's stopping you?
I don't know.
Lazy.
It's not
a lot of work
lazy,
all the
okay?
time, getting everything out.
All right, it's gonna do it. I'm gonna start it. Thank you guys for pushing me on this call. For the 30 seconds that you just gave me, making me feel bad about it.
Well, we're gonna check
Change
back
your
with you
friends
on
for?
Friday.
What are your
We're
friends
gonna
for?
check back Friday.
All right,
Friday, bro. You better get some shit done Friday.
All right, I got to make some emails. I got to pay for some Google offices and stuff like that.
Did you even buy it?
Yeah, I bought it.
You bought the domain and everything?
Yeah, I bought the domain. I have it. I have.
That's gonna be a lot easier than exquisite.
I know that's so
Yeah,
hard
I
to
know.
spell, man.
I know.
Exquisite.
But
I'll give somebody
I'm
$5 right now if you can spell it.
I'm gonna lose it.
Isn't
But
there
I'm
like
thinking, it's like I could tell people why you trying to. They're gonna be like, why are you trying to rebrand? So I could just be like, hey, the name was too hard to spell.
Billy, you gotta renew your domain, man. It expired.
Real, which one?
Don't put it online, people.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll buy it.
I'll
I'll buy it right now.
Go renew it right now. It's
Sean,
expired.
I paid
Sean,
it.
Sean,
Like what happened with Google.
Sean, how
What?
did you pick your name?
Yeah.
Me and a friend came up with it together. So
Move your
I
mic
started.
closer, Sean. Move your mic closer.
Okay, is this better?
No.
I mean, it's attached to his ear. He can't really move it
Yeah,
closer.
it's attached to
Oh,
my ear.
I thought you could
not your
adjust
head-
the
not your
little
ear,
mic
Your
thing.
mic. Your mic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right here.
It's on his ear, though. His mic's on his ear.
No, so I started with I made a box for my photo booth. And then I was always talking about preserving memories, right? I used to be a photographer. So my slogan was preserver of memories. So we put two and two together, memories box. I made a box for a photo booth. So it came out to be memory box.
Wait. You made a box off of what?
Out of wood.
Off of who's?
No, that was after. That was after. So when I first started, I didn't know about you yet. So I just made a box.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a box. So that's how the name came together, memory box. But little I know after not too long, there were other companies popping up around the States, the world, also using memory box as their name. So, but I'm
You
like,
really think
whatever.
you're the only memory box in all of the world?
So I'm like, whatever.
Crazy.
I don't care. My
Have you
shit's
thought
better
about
anyway.
rebranding? Have you thought about rebranding or no?
I have. I'm in the process of working with a broker to buy a domain name. So maybe one day you guys are gonna see something different.
What
But
name is that?
I can't
You can
say.
say that online. What do you mean?
Yeah, I think you made a point not to say it.
I remember I bought a whole bunch of different domain names. I can always.
So I actually,
yeah, I need to
as a
download
tip-
all mine. I've got so many.
as a good tip to people out there, you want to buy domains that it's easier to search too. So I also have like a Lincoln photo booth or Nebraska photo booth, OmahaPhotoBooth.com. I mean, a lot of times when the people are searching on Google for photo booth, they're going to type in the city and then or the state, and they're going to type in photo booth with it. So if you have, if you just have time to search up random keywords and buy a domain with those keywords, it's pretty helpful. It helps you get hits on your site. So I have a list of domains that I own just to help me move traffic to my site. So you buy a domain and then you set it up as a forwarder. Redirect and to your domain.
Are you serious? My domain is about to expire, bro. You're scaring me, man. Come on. No, Sean has access to my domain, so he's been helping me do a lot of stuff. So
That's hilarious.
he has access to it. He actually knows.
No,
You should have bought Billy Booth.
So much trust.
You should have bought that. Billy Booth.
Billy
Billy Booth?
Billy Booth sounds hilarious.
I mean, Booth by Bryant got big, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
my
Brian.
Billy.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
a condom brand
If
that's
you
called
guys,
Billy
yeah,
Boy.
if you guys, Booth by Brian is that vintage enclosed photo booth that has been like taking a storm. If you don't know what that is,
I still haven't seen it. I mean, I know what it is. I still haven't really seen it over here.
he has one
Yeah,
in New
it's
York,
not
but he does a lot of the awards here in LA. Like a lot of the awards and like brand activations and stuff. But Timo, what?
That's with hold on. That photo booth setup is with chemicals, right?
Yeah, that's
They're
the
developing
enclosed like
on
real.
with photo paper
Yeah.
and stuff.
And then they have to scan the digitals to get them online. Yeah, they've been doing that at all the awards.
Wait.
But he's been big here for like the last like 3 years or so.
Yeah, I think even longer than that. But have you seen
Well,
this setup in person?
I haven't, but one of my clients used them for an event. So I saw some of the, and they're like, I guess because this chemical is like, sometimes it has like a sepia hue to it, and sometimes it's a black and white hue. But I don't know, lately I've been seeing some of the output. It just looks like basic black and white. It doesn't even look digital to me. So it doesn't even look like chemicals to me. So I'm not sure if he's moving away from that because of the cost associated with it. But
Is that what it's supposed to be? Chemically?
it's real chemicals. It's a real old school enclosed. It's not just like filters and stuff like that.
Man, that's a breeze filter.
No, his is, well, I mean, you can do it with Breeze, but Timo, before we move, Timo, what is your company brand and how did you pick that name for your
Do
business?
y'all even know what Timo's company's brand name is? Lab?
Not needed to be known.
I'm choosing Lab because I don't think she knows.
Yes.
How you not know this, Lab?
Timo,
What is it?
Be a fun trivia game.
Wait. Does Sean know?
Yeah, I know.
What is it?
I kind of I believe
called
Sean. What is
Funbox.
Billy?
What the
Oh,
heck?
it's-
you gotta be posting that and sharing that and talking about the brand more, because I know everybody's brand except Timo's.
Yeah.
What's house?
You know Hal's. It's
Oh.
booth,
Nope.
fun time photo booth.
No.
Something memories time or so,
Photo
right?
booth time.
No, something
No, it's
time.
photo booth time. Photo booth time.
Photo booth time.
You
I
said
know it
photo-
because I
was
did a
close.
website. So dang.
Y'all.
See, guys, now this is why you brand your company name to let people remember it. Because if it's so like what's it called? If it's just,
Generic?
if it sounds like it's generic, it's just gonna
But you gotta
blend
be,
in with everything else.
but you gotta be pushing it everywhere too, because Timo
Yeah, I also
will
gotta be
never
pushing it.
tell Timo.
I hardly push anything, man.
Yeah. I don't even
bet-
know what bro. I don't even know what your booth name is. I only know
What?
your target
Hey,
because I was.
asking if I knew it because you didn't know it. What the heck?
Well, he
I got
doesn't
you,
know
though.
because he always forgets.
That's true.
Timo,
I have a
how-
horrible memory.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
you pick that name,
And
Timo?
Because he lives in the desert. Come on.
Yeah, a desert is a desert shot.
yeah, that's
Well, how'd you do
that's another company name.
Oh.
Well, that one actually was already the name when I bought the company.
What? So your photo booth name is Funbox? I had no idea.
Yeah, that's new.
Our friendship
We
had just
talk
degraded.
every
Timo.
day, you guys. We
Just
talk every day,
degraded.
and that's new.
Hey, why are you not number one on Google? I just looked up El
Because I
Paso
don't
photo
do
booth.
anything social media or something.
There's like
So have
two
you-
photo booths in El Paso. Okay, and you're the only
They should
one
have
that we El Paso.
No,
Dude, there's actually a lie. There's a lie here. There's the El Paso
Bullshit.
mirror.
So
There's a lot.
So you don't focus so much on branding, Timo. You are more networked, right? Like a lot of your business is more like referral based then.
Yep. So what happened to me is I was working on a new website when COVID hit, right? I had a guy who was developing it, making it, and then I had to stop the whole project because of COVID. And once that was done, events just came back too quickly. So didn't have time to pick it up and haven't picked it up since, actually, to
Busy working. That's what he's trying to say.
get the new website done.
He's too
Yeah.
busy to care.
Timo's like Billy right now. I'm too busy. Y'all need employees. That's what y'all need.
That's another
Y'all need
conversation, bro.
employees.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should talk about that conversation. Jason, how many
I
employees you
used,
got,
I
Jason?
used to have a
Too many.
really good one for social media, but yeah.
So I just had a really big overhaul of my staff. I lost
We talked
like
about that, yeah.
Oh,
almost my
yeah, that's
entire-
right. Oh, man.
Yeah, during PBX. So, but I still, I mean, like as far as like hosts, I've got quite a few. Like right now, maybe 17 or something like that.
17 employees?
No, just
Wait. 40 hours a week employees or just like do events employees?
Needed basis.
I have to say that again. I cut out.
Are you talking about like 40 hours a week employees where they go to the office?
No.
and do
These
stuff?
are hosts.
Hosts meaning like they
Like
go
event-
out and they
event
go
basis.
do
On-site
yeah,
team.
yeah.
On-site team,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So as far as like in office, I've got one girl that's 40 hours and one girl, Kelsey, that was on the cruise with us that does graphics 2 days a week, and then another
Mhm.
girl that just comes in and helps out 2 days a week as well. So
Nice.
yeah, so one.
And how many
full-time,
events do you
part-time.
do, sir? A year?
About 400.
Y'all see that?
A lot.
That's, you got barely 140 hour plus him doing over 400 events. That's wild.
And it's been the last few hours today interviewing VAs though.
Try to get some more. Are you looking to get more people in the office per se?
No,
More
no,
admin
hiring,
stuff?
interviewing VAs. So I'm trying to find people to take some of our office tasks away. Anything that could be done remotely. And also I'm looking for someone that will be exclusive to basically a webmaster that can keep our website up to date. So we've got like maybe 30% of what we offer on our website. We're just really bad at updating it. Keep working on the SEO and also work on my Google AdWords for me. 'Cause I use Google AdWords, but I don't really spend enough time fine tuning it and making sure they're working as well as
Yeah.
they could be.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, when you say VA, he's talking about a virtual assistant, right? Talking about like
Or
Filipinos and
slash.
stuff like that, right?
Not veterans?
No, not veterans. Just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah,
Wait,
Filipinos.
no. Wait, veteran assistant? Is that what you thought the V stand for?
No, VA coming from the military is Veterans
Yeah.
Affairs.
Hello, let's see who's coming on watching. We got Marcus, Jose, Reed. We got Justin up in there. Trebor,
Is there anything,
Trailer, Melissa.
any topics that you guys who are watching and tuned in, is there any topics that you guys want to hear us talk about or discuss at all?
Someone asked where my red hats came from. I mean, I've went through that a few times on the podcast and stuff, but it's pretty simple.
What's red hats?
My red hats, the bowler hats
The bowler.
that we use in our company. So when we did our first wedding show, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 9 years ago or something, when I was doing my follow-ups and people would ask, what photo booth company were you? We would say all the bullshit, like, we're the one that had really high quality, or we were really engaging, which didn't tell them anything. So we realized that we needed a way to really easily, quickly identify ourselves when we're talking to people to stand out. So our next wedding show, we had the red hats, we had red vests, and when we called people and they asked, which photo company were you, we
So good. Hey, bros, again. What you need to do is
Internet.
quit wearing red hats.
my internet's
and
really
get internet.
Internet.
That's what you need to do.
Man, Lab knows the struggles I go through for internet.
I don't even.
I'm in a business district and my internet is I'm on like the
He's
fifth company.
trying. He's
It's hilarious. I
I
forget
change
this is
companies like every
live.
3 months.
So do we have any questions or what?
Wait, I haven't shared how I picked my company name, guys. So when I first started, I started as a self-taught photographer, thinking I was gonna be doing family portraits and stuff like that, and I realized I didn't really like doing that.
Hate talking to people.
It's not that I love talking to people, but as a photographer, you're not talking to people. You're trying to calm their kids, and it's a lot of post editing. For anybody who doesn't do photography, there's a lot of post editing, like just to make the photos pop a little bit more. I know there's like systems now that speed up that process, but I really like to like retouch my images and adjust lighting for each one. Anyways, so I went from a company that was like a company name that was like Lee something photography. Then I thought for a quick minute I was gonna do like all encompassing events, like hiring people to do like different parts of parties and stuff. So I moved to I think I moved to LX events, and then my logo was horrible. Like I thought at the time I wanted a logo that was like very bold, but I picked LX for the same reason that Vin picked his company name. So I didn't
After somebody?
Dude, so like when I was choosing my company name, I knew that I didn't want like a generic, a lot of companies like something shutter, fly, or like snapshot, or no offense to anybody who has those names, you guys. I'm just saying that I knew that like those names are so generic that you literally sound like every other company out there. So I didn't want to pick like a photo specific name like shutter and snapshot and stuff like that. So I just did the same thing you did, man. I just like picked a couple syllables, a couple letters on the
Just
keyboard.
make it easy.
And in my mind, I'm thinking when you sponsor an event, the step and repeats, when you sponsor it, there's a bunch of logos, right? So I wanted a logo that if there's like 50 logos, because sometimes you sponsor events, there's like 50 logos on that step and repeat. I wanted a logo that was hella easy to read and so short that like if you saw 50 logos, you see mine first. So that's why my logo, if you look at it, it's like hella basic, like just straight up like as simple to read as possible.
Super simple.
Yeah.
But yours is the only one I can close my eyes and know what it looks like.
Yes,
I don't know what anybody else's logo looks like.
that was the point. So the point was that if you saw it like in a video, like if you're at an event and like a videographer like does like a swooping video shot, that you would see like my card or my logo somewhere, and it would just pop out in the scene because it was so clean and so bold. So I picked LX, and then it was the same thing. Like I didn't want photo booth because that was such a long name. Like in my mind, I'm thinking the worst thing when I'm as a consumer, the worst thing is when someone tells you their company name and it's a crazy ass, long ass name like exquisite photo booth.com.
So rude.
I wasn't
And
allowed to hear it.
you do that when you know that, guys.
And then you don't even know if you're spelling. And like in my mind, I'm like, there's a lot of company names that you don't even know if you're spelling correct, because they'll do stuff like replace the S with an X or whatever, like an S with a D or whatever.
Right.
So I purposely chose like as easy name, short as possible. So my website is LXP. Like I didn't have a goal to have a long ass name. The goal was as short as I could get it. And if I could do just LPix, I would have done that.
LPix?
but it had to like sound like something, you know. So LX picks. But I had a call. I get a few calls now that I never think about. Like someone called me and was like, "Hi, is this Lix Picks?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that sounds like something different. That sounds like something totally different than what I imagined."
Yes,
It sounds like Rudy washing his cards.
So I purposely. So when I was branding, because like if for anybody who's new or who's been doing this for like, you know, under 4 years, like I feel like rebranding is really normal. Because when you first start, you have no clue what you're doing and you just like going with the flow. And then as you become more established, you start realizing like what's working, what you didn't know, you should have known that you know now. So like I've rebranded at least like 4 or 5 times, and like this company name I'm sticking with just because like I feel like it fits in exactly. Because, you know, like branding, there's more to it than everybody's probably wondering, like, why the hell did Min pay $2,500 for a logo? And when you have been doing this for long enough, you realize that logo is like the face of his company. And that's the reason why he's paying that. It's the same with mine. Even though my logo is so freaking basic, like if I don't want to say this, I hope the font company doesn't chase after me, but I'm just saying LX Picks, even though it's a super basic name, super basic logo, like if I change the font even just a little, it would be a different like you wouldn't identify. Like when you see my logo, you think of my company, you know? So
Yeah.
I put a lot of thought into like the colors. I put a lot of thought of like making it memorable, making it stand out, and like, you know, making sure that they see it when it's on the step and repeat. That's how I chose my company.
I like the step and repeat because we do a lot of step and repeats, and I know exactly what you're talking about. There's so many logos that just disappear because they're just too busy.
Yeah, especially like I noticed because I initially came in as a photographer, so my first logo was like that. Like I had like the freaking scrolls, and it was all pretty, and it's nice in a little corner, but like that doesn't help you if you're putting out money to sponsor an event, and that pretty logo just looks like small squiggly lines on a big old step and repeat. So I purposely chose my name super bold, and I thought of companies like UPS. I thought of companies like Louis Vuitton with the LV. You know, stuff like that is how you should be thinking of branding. Like you don't want it to be something like. You don't want it to be Lap's Photo Booth Company because that sounds. And people ask me if L stands for Lap.
Mom and pop.
Yes, I did not choose L for Lap, even though I probably am drawn to that letter because my name is Lap. But I chose it because it's really easy to read. But I'm just saying, like, you don't want to sound like a mom and pop shop because when you first start, even if you don't think that you're going to be a big company later, because when I first started, I literally was I was a hobbyist, right? So I never thought I would grow to, you know, the company that I am now. But you want to approach it like you are going to one day be a big company. If you have that mindset. If you have 25 employees and your company is called Jason's Photo Booth, nobody is going to look at you for like those brand events, those big events. They're not going to trust you because they're thinking you operate off of your garage. Most of us do, but I'm just saying our clients don't know that.
Me? Hey, that's Lab's little secret.
That's not my secret. I have to work out of my garage because I'm a mom. I'm a mom during the day, you guys. We talked about this before. I'm a mom during the day and I work. Y'all see me posting stuff at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I work from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m., you know, so it's not beneficial for me to have my space anywhere else.
That makes sense.
Lap is like working with someone in China. Like if you send her an email, you're going to get a reply sometime in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean,
9 a.m. or at East Coast time, and she's available. Like,
it's weird. It's so weird.
I'll wake up to a response and respond to no, I won't see another one until tomorrow.
I forget that there's a 3-hour difference with a lot of these guys who are on the East Coast. So like when I'm up at, 1 a.m. and I just, have a question, then I'll message these guys like, hey, and I'm like,
one of us is going to be up.
Someone's up. I mean, photo boothers are always up. Thank goodness.
One of us is going to be up. So we got a question here that wants us to talk about like following up with clients and stuff. How many before it's a stalemate for you guys? How many emails?
Jason is great with follow up.
Actually, I've done 3, and then they say, "Hey, we're gonna think about it," and they have locked after 3. But I think after 3, I would stop. I would
3
stop
tries
trying to,
between. How long of a time span though? Like,
yeah, I mean, our emails never stop going out until after their event. Like as far as calling, Yeah, we'll call like 2 or 3 times in the first week, and if they're not responsive, then we'll set it on a schedule to call back like once a week, or then every 2 weeks and once a month. But our emails like will continue to go out until they
like
tell
one or
us
two
no,
times.
until their event is passed. Our emails are going
Jason over here, like with a solar company, selling the solar panels.
Extended
out. Except for the
warranty.
government doesn't offer subsidies for our photo booths. Not yet. We're working on it.
If you guys want to know the official answer in like sales, like in the sales background side of it, the answer is never. Like you're supposed to keep approaching until they actually tell you no. But I typically think 3 for follow up. But the answer is supposed to be never until they tell you no, until they tell you they book someone else.
But how much time you want to waste on that until you get that no?
Yeah, but I mean, if it's automated emails, you're not wasting any time.
Yeah, you're not wasting any time for automated emails.
True, but
when I do
when you call
automated, I
them
do it
also-
like, I only started calling people like last year.
Yeah, I
I
remember you saying
never-
that like a year or two
never
ago.
called anybody for
Here we
the
go.
first
That's
10 years.
wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
But your website, I spied your website. Your website does a lot of the selling for you, though. You have one of those websites that does
Yeah.
a lot of the talking for you.
I think a lot of it also is my emails are very not corporate emails. They're almost
Turn
like
left.
if I'm having a
Head left.
conversation
Turn
with you,
left.
like you're my new friend, and I communicate to them like that. I got
It's
freaking emojis up in my emails and stuff. You know, I'm like LOL and shit.
Yeah.
It's like we're having
Yeah,
a
that's not us.
conversation. And I think I charmed them almost into like having a friendship with me over email. And then we don't even
Turn
have
left.
to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
I do
I'm
the
a
same
grumpy
thing.
old man. Every time someone responds to me and there's an emoji in an email, I am offended.
Really? Yeah,
What
Jason.
part?
I'm
Turn
gonna
left.
start doing a whole
Well,
bunch
maybe
of
that's
emojis.
why you got like 17 fallouts.
I approach it like men. So
Sure.
when I first started with photo booths, I remember like a lot of people telling me like, oh, you got to be like very business, you got to be very professional. But like anybody that knows me, like I'm very casual, I'm more laid back. So I approach my business like that too. So when I talk to clientele, even on the phone, on email, I'm just myself. So I don't do. I feel like you're extra with the emojis, man, because I don't do
No.
emojis.
I only do the smiley face after I make a joke on something. Not on the first email, on the
Are you
second
talking about
email.
like? Are you talking about
Two
like
jokes?
No, I'm
I'll
talking
do,
about
like-
like a smiley face or something
not
like
an
that.
actual
Like
emoji,
something,
right? Because
Turn left.
something very simple. Ishmael
So-
says you have to do at least 7 follow-ups as an
Oh,
average.
there's a study behind it, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're talking marketing, so there's studies for everything.
Dang, yeah.
I approach my clients the same, like super casual, because I'm in the camp of like people do business with friends. So if they feel like they're your friend and you're not just like, even though I brand myself as like a big company, if they know you as a person, they're going to trust you as a friend because you trust your friends over everybody else, right? So
Yeah.
I approach my business like that too. So I talk to my clientele like that. I email like that. I don't do the emojis, but I do like the 2 and then the smile sometimes or LOLs
the
and stuff like
equal
that. I'll
sign
do-
and the smile.
yeah, and I'll
that
do
works
like
too.
yeah.
works.
And so my emails sound like how I communicate in person. So my clients know me even before they meet me. Like they know my communication style before they meet me, but they trust me more because again, I'm not just like a robot that is like
Yeah,
very
Jason.
business like.
Yeah, I'm a
Mr.
robot.
17 calls. I said,
What?
do you want to
What?
book us or not? Give it to me.
They put
Yeah,
a
you're
gun on his head and
mistaken,
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
I am not calling 17
What?
times. I
I'm
have
just kidding.
people
But
that are more friendly than myself call 17.
But for anybody who's listening, I think who you are as a person determines that too. Because if you're more like a serious person and you're trying to send a different vibe
Turn
on your
left.
email,
It's that.
people will
Keep
pick up on
right.
that, right? Like if I was really serious in person and my emails were like LOL emojis and stuff, it would your client would know the difference. So you got to be true to yourself too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
if I
I don't
wrote an
know if
email like
everybody
that
could get
to
away
one
with-
of my
yeah, yeah.
planners, they would know it
Keep
wasn't
right.
me immediately.
Yeah.
They know me.
Billy over here, fast and the furious in his car.
No, actually, I had to change cars. So my family, I met up with them to eat dinner just before. So they're taking the Tesla home. I'm driving the Honda home now.
Billy never a stale day. Always doing something.
Right. Got it, man. Got to keep it moving.
Got to keep
Oh.
it moving.
I don't think I can retire. I don't think there's a word retire in my vocabulary. I think even when I'm old, I'm still gonna be doing this.
Yeah, There's a lot of old people doing it right now. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, there's
You
a lot
guys
of old
know that
people on
we're
this call
old,
doing
right?
it right now.
You guys
I'm
know
pretty
we're
old.
old, right?
Yeah,
we
that's
old,
what I'm
right?
saying.
So
We're
when
the
you say
older
old
ones now.
people,
Right
we
here.
the old.
We
We the
old,
We're
ones
the
that
old
are
ones.
old.
Jason, how old are you, Jason?
47 in a couple
Okay,
days. 2
Jason
days.
old. Jason old.
Ooh, happy
Jason's the
early
oldest one.
birthday. Happy early birthday. Okay, we not that far behind, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
I'm turning 44 in a week.
Ooh, happy early birthday.
I'm
Man.
44 in June.
Oh,
So
come on,
me and
44
Min are
and 47. That's in the same age bracket when you're feeling
I
out form.
why are you talking? Why you talking? That's what I was
Nah,
like. Why
it's
are you talking
45 and up, bro. 45
No,
and
no.
up. Okay, you
Then-
know it.
Yeah, I know.
about? You approaching 44, so let's.
I'm still in the 35 to 44. Click here.
Turn
Hey,
back.
45 and up. Click here. I'm still
Look,
with the
you're gonna
old
get-
30s.
he's gonna get Medicare before us, so it's
Yeah.
still. It's
I got
fine.
Timo, how old are you?
Oh, Timo's up there with Jason.
Oh, really?
Not
Really?
quite very much though. No, I'm turning
46.
45 this year.
Yeah, why are we talking about different age? Jason, you're within our age group. You're within our age group. I think I'm 43 or 42.
I think
81.
I
I love
think
y'all. I love
81 is us, girl. 81, you're like with
Yeah,
me, you and
40
Ben are 81.
43 in November. So I still have some time, y'all.
Oh,
before I turn.
so you're 82 then. You're not 81.
81.
So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
44. You're 44,
44.
girl.
Not yet. I still got
Almost,
I still got
almost.
like 7 months.
Yeah, there's a lot of young bucks getting into this
Yeah,
this whole
and they're
business.
killing it
Which,
too.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
killing
this
it.
young
What's her
energy
name?
is gonna
Killing
take
it.
over.
Gracia?
Gracia,
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
killing it over there.
yeah.
She's doing
Yeah,
two
yeah.
jobs. 21. She got 2 jobs. She got a career
Yeah.
and she an IRS auditor or whatever. Don't
Yeah.
come looking after me, please.
Well, you should ask. Actually, you should get on the show
There's-
so give you some
there's-
tax tips.
There's
Mm.
a Giovante over
What's
on
up?
the
Yeah.
East Coast. He's
Uh,
young too
Green?
and killer.
Right? It says
Yeah.
last name Green.
He's
Giovante, what's
doing great.
Giovante's last name?
I think it's
Green,
green,
right?
Joanna
green.
Green. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joanna
Yeah,
Green.
Yeah, his stuff
Yeah,
is
he's
pretty
doing awesome.
cool.
I saw
super
some
young.
of his videos. I saw his video on his trading card. Looked so clean, so professional.
Yeah.
Even though they're the pulpit,
What?
but hey,
Yeah,
he's
throw
doing
that in
his
there.
thing. He is doing his thing,
Yeah,
and
y'all
he's
doing
charging. He's
yeah,
charging
yeah.
what he should be charging.
Yep.
It's really good. It's really nice.
It's really
Like,
impressive. It's
his
really
videos,
impressive.
yeah, that's the word, impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people doing big things.
And it's
Yeah,
crazy because, like, since they're younger, I feel like they have a better grasp on social media and, like, the social
Yeah.
media marketing side that us old folks don't really, like,
Don't
hey,
have,
man,
yeah.
Sean, you guys, your Instagrams your social media is pretty legit.
Yeah, 0.1.
I'm trying to get back into the whole YouTube thing and reviewing, but man, I'm lazy.
So much
God,
work.
I didn't realize how lazy I was. I keep, my God, I'm so lazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
baby, bro.
Yeah,
like the podcast
Yeah,
is a
true.
lot of. We take a lot of
Sure,
time with the podcast, right, Jason? Like we're trying to catch up, Jason.
Yeah, we're really behind.
Yeah.
So
but no,
this,
it's, I mean,
this
I like
conversation
the-
will turn into an episode next week. But then after that, we don't have. I don't know if we have anything else recorded. Maybe 1 or 2, but we need to. just
Hey,
do
really?
one.
You should do live podcasts like this. This is fun.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know
we're
this was a
testing.
podcast until y'all were like, hey, sign in. Didn't even know it was being
Really?
recorded.
What's going on? I was like,
This
I'm
is like,
jumping on
okay,
Zoom.
let's go.
I went from 2 conference calls doing a concept thing right now, and then you're like, jump on. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
So what do you got? It looks like somebody's asking about the whole Orca View, Glambot. What do y'all think about all that? You think that like they're killing it to where, you got to make it cheaper? Cause I think Glambot is kind of taking over that whole, I think what they did was really smart for them, not really for the customers
Industry?
that they have. Yeah. Not really for the industry, but
Yeah.
for them as their own business.
Yeah.
I wish I would have thought that, to be honest.
It's a clan bot.
But
When
yeah,
are you
what do you guys think? I kind of want to get into it now. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
We had this conversation, right?
Yes,
where,
we did.
Where Glambot, you used to think of it as like a high dollar price kind of item,
It
right?
was. It was.
It was.
Yeah. We weren't
But
thinking
now-
it was.
Now, like everything else is turning into like what happened with the 360s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faster
The
though. It's
360s.
happening faster though.
I don't
360
think it's
took some
happening
time.
faster. 360 was overnight. That was
360s took some. No, 360s took some. I feel like okay, we were all up in 360s like
Yeah. We were,
Well, yeah,
we were in the
early,
deep-
right? So
when Orca had like the lock on it, I agree. But as soon as everyone came to the PBX with 360s and Orca passed out the cease and desist, and everyone was like, "Nah,
yeah,
fuck you."
but we were already
it exploded
in
overnight
it
after
like
that.
3 years before that, though.
DZ.
Sure,
We were
sure.
DZing it.
Yeah, so we were already like
but the
riding
explosion
that.
was overnight. Like as soon as it started.
No, but I feel
going-
like Glambot is like way faster because it's not even there. There hasn't even been a window where like
Yeah.
some people have gotten into it, and then the rest is. I feel like as soon as they had it available, everybody, like there was no early adopter window. Like
Yeah, you're right.
This-
It's
this
true.
is
It's like,
the-
man,
this
Yeah.
this is the early adopter. Yeah, Glam. I had like 4 or 5 years with Glam where I was like riding that wave before everybody jumped
Yeah.
into it. Like there's nothing like that. I feel like
Man, I was riding the wave
Right?
of the 360s. The
360.
360 wave was so
Was
big.
amazing.
That tsunami of a wave, it was great.
And
Then
then
all
and then when
y'all, and all
then when-
y'all done stood
Yeah,
up
then
for
when it-
everybody, but
I know, but it's like it wasn't. It's like people who are not taking the effort to, or they don't have the ability or experience to be able to sell it proper, right? Because nothing's changed with 360. It's actually gotten better. Like when we started with DZen, we were using GoPros, and the videos were,
true.
and then even when we switched over to Orca, they hadn't had the DSLR integration yet, so they were still. The videos were still, but we're selling the heck out of it. We're commanding those premiums just because we're selling it, right? Like, I feel
Right.
like a lot of people are just thinking since there's no operational cost after you buy the initial unit, that they're just selling it for less than photo booths. And I think that's the source of the issue. Like, you're not even factoring in the investment.
For a lot of
They're
them,
calling
it's
you out on
only
your smoke detector again.
Who is that? I hear that beep too. Who is beep with that?
It's been like 3
That's
months
me,
of
man.
podcast.
Bro, just like
I
your
don't
camera
wanna-
batteries, man. Change it out. Come on.
Oh, but damn,
That's how we're gonna
It's in the
start every
comments.
podcast from.
It's in
I
the
know.
comments.
I know. I've been called out for it
It's
a
not big.
lot. I've been called out for it a lot. It will change. Just give me some time, y'all.
That's hilarious. Oh
No, it's
man,
not big.
but
It
I
has
was,
to
I
buy.
was so the way that I was thinking about this whole Glambot thing with it, where Glambot. So the situation is right. People know that it's called a Glambot, right? And so when they search that, the first website that's going to come up is
The
Glambot's
manufacturer.
website,
Yeah.
right? The manufacturer's website. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter
And they
what robot
compete.
you have.
And they compete with the people that so they're competing with you guys that are buying their Glambot arm.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's bad, right? So you have to play their game the way that I'm thinking about it. You have to play their game. They start off at $3,000 for 3 or 4 hours. I don't know, but they single-handedly took the whole price of Glambots down to that
So
level,
wild.
Which is crazy.
which is almost like the
Wild.
360s.
I don't
Right.
think we've never had one company that took the entire.
You're right. This is true because when OrcaView they did events too, right? But when they did events, it was
But they were
it was
selling
very
selling
high
them
end
at
events.
premiums. Yeah.
Selling
And I
them
don't
at
think they do
premium.
events. I don't think they do events anymore.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't believe so. At least.
I don't think they do.
But regardless, so now you have to play Glambot's game, right? So my whole standpoint is if you're going to get into the whole robot arm and you're going to call it the Glambot, or you don't really have you don't have a choice to call it anything else but Glambot, you have
That's what everybody
to start
knows.
at their pricing. You're going to have to start at their pricing or undercut them or do something to even get your name in it. They done grab the Glambot arm by the
wild.
balls. And it's like, this is ours. You can have a little. You can.
Yeah, everybody's gonna
I mean-
undercut. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, it's smart. It was smart, the move that they made. For
It's
sure,
smart for
'cause-
them. Horrible
Yeah.
for everybody else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Because
I
we
was
didn't see
thinking
that.
about.
We didn't see that with 360s.
Well, I was thinking about if I ever went back into it and bought a Glambot with them again. I canceled my order, by the way. So if I were to ever do that, I would have to sell it for the price that they're selling it for, because there would be no other reason for a client to Google Glambot
Right.
and to look at everything else if they're selling it so cheap.
That's
yeah,
not
and you can't
necessarily.
even market better because
I don't know if
you're dealing directly with the manufacturer. So it's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
hard
That's a
to
unique.
market differently. Yeah.
It's a unique
Unique point.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Because normally I would say that's not true because you're selling yourself, but this is a unique situation because the manufacturer is like that's like the first thing
They're
that pops up
setting
because
the price point.
because they also own the name.
Mhm.
and they're setting that price point at a crazy. I mean, like I remember when you
It's
thought
half
of
a bar.
Glambots and you
Sure,
thought
right.
easily 5-6 digits, like that's
Yeah.
wild now. Where like when they came to PBX the first year, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I used to think the Glampot is Bo Junior, that kind of Glampot. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the arms that are crazy. That's what I think.
Bo?
Those are the movement is the Bo Juniors. Those kind of things. Those are crazy.
Talking about Bolt
think-
B.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bolt.
BOD. Yeah.
He just has
Those
that
things are
New York
insane.
Chinese accent.
Yeah.
Hey,
That gangster accent.
But I mean,
No, for real.
In 0.1 miles.
I mean,
Turn right.
I see the demand for those slowly growing. I don't know if they're growing as fast as like
Nah.
other things that I'm pushing or like
Talking about
other
the
things that I'm
Glambot?
focused. Yeah, like
We
it's
don't
so
really have
I haven't
it
niche.
had one.
just at all
I haven't
for
had
us.
one client ask me at all.
Yeah.
I've had maybe one. I feel
Yeah,
like
maybe
it's
one
so
for
much.
us.
Yeah. But I feel like it's kind of like trading cards. It's a hard sell. Like there's so many other things that you can sell and make into your bread and butter and consistently book, versus that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, some people are doing really well, like that guy from Poland. Lee, it's like every time I see this guy's doing another event with the Glambot. You know what I'm talking about?
Who
the
we
guy
talking
in
about? Who we
Poland?
I've seen
Oh,
his
The
Chris.
guy, he
Just
does
don't
like
tell
the
me.
best in Poland.
Okay, yeah. His last name is like Poleski or something like that, right? Like,
Yeah, that guy.
yeah. But his
Yeah,
stuff
and
is
this stuff looks great. But
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is selling the shit out of that over there in Poland.
well, because his stuff stands out. Like he's doing it really amazing. But
Yeah, we lost two. We lost Billy.
Yeah,
Looks
dang.
like he arrived at his destination. Now it's quiet.
Yeah.
So it looks like somebody's asking, when are we planning to retire, man?
Jay, after we talked about our age,
No shit. So what are we saying here?
I mean, it's a good question. Like,
It
it's
is.
a
and
really hard. It's hard. It's
I
hard,
kind
man.
of have an answer for that.
What? What you
personally,
got,
'cause
Jason?
isn't everybody's answer? I want to retire now. That's everybody's answer.
No, I don't want to retire now, but I mean, my wife is retiring soon, so I'm starting to build my exit strategy or my exit option right now for about 3 years to either be able to, sell it or run it completely hands free.
Hands free.
So we're restructuring how we're spending money and how we're claiming the money that we spend and starting to show more profit. And of course, we're going to be paying more taxes, but we're trying to restructure things for the sale now. And I'm planning on about 3 years when she's done that we can both retire at the same time.
Nice.
All right, I made it home.
I'm gonna
She's
be
actually going to
70.
be done a little bit sooner than that. She's got a year left, but
Yeah, my back's going out soon, man. I need to figure out something. That's why
Okay, we're
I'm trying to
No,
get
we'll
my
go.
family works for me, so I'm trying to get them to figure all this out. And I feel like they can't do it without me because the business,
how
like a lot of clients just
Yeah.
email me, text me all the time. And I'm like, man, this can't happen. Like, so I'm showing each one how to take over the company so that I don't have to be there. Right now I'm at like 25% events that I do versus my employees. But that's
Yeah,
my
same.
exit strategy.
I do the traveling events.
I don't even like, man, God, I've been traveling for 8 years now. And it is not fun, guys. It is the most
It
depressing.
looks glamorous.
No, it's, okay, look, check it out. So I got a formula, right? If you do it by yourself, it is the most depressing shit ever. And you're just bored to death. You go and you're living out of a hotel. But if you go with somebody like your friend, then it gets a little bit funner and then you can tolerate having to work or live out of a hotel because you're there with your friend. It's like you're having like a little mini vacation. But it is, I
yeah, I
wouldn't,
agree with you.
I
Like
wouldn't
walking down
want,
to some Marriott restaurant or bar at 2 a.m. and
yeah, like
I'm-
it's not really like my employee, my niece is my employee now, and she thought it was going to be all glamorous for the first year, right? She's only been with us for a little over a year, and now she hates traveling. She thinks it's the
Sam?
worst thing
You
she
talking
does.
about Sam?
Yeah, Sam. She hates traveling, and I'm like, see, I told you this shit ain't glamorous. Like everybody always thinks, oh, he gets to travel. He gets to
Well,
go see other places.
you got to see
Nah.
Backstreet Boys. You got to see Backstreet Boys. I was really
Bro.
jealous of that.
I
wish
told
you-
you
I wish you
walked
called me.
I walked into the concert with them because
Man,
we forgot our
see-
badges. And so they're like, hey, well, just come with us. We'll get you in. I was like, all right, cool. Let's go.
See,
Bet.
I'm
Right.
really jealous of that. Those are those moments.
No, yeah, you have those
The
every
highlight
little
moments.
moments but not everybody's gonna have those kind of moments and stuff. Like that was only because I used to do meet and greet photos for iHeartRadio, which I don't really do anymore. But a lot of the traveling shit that I do now, man, bringing freaking 9 cases that are like 50 to 100
I
pounds
know, that's wild.
on a freaking cart through the airport and like going to your destination and hope that they're going to get there on time and trying to figure out backup plans just in case they don't, and I'm sure you guys have been in those conversations where I'm like, I remember there was one where they forgot to fucking scan in my bag, which was my men booth. And I think I contacted you, Lap, to get me in touch with Nick. And Nick had to drive the photo booth out to me, to my wedding.
That was recent, no?
No, that was like 2 years
a while back.
ago.
Yeah,
It was
a while
It
back.
was like when all of us was having issues for whatever reason that day. I remember that day like
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah, we all was.
Man.
Yeah.
And it was like you have to worry about crazy shit like that. There's always something missing. I always have to go to Best Buy or Home Depot to go buy some stupid wire or something, or somebody forgot to put a hammer or a fucking Allen wrench in there. I don't know. There's always something that could go wrong when traveling. And we've done it so many times, and we
You have in your budget.
You have
budget
to have
for
it
the
in your
last minute
budget.
stuff. Yeah.
Correct. And you have to budget for the last minute bullshit that clients maybe change, or that TSA takes out of your bag and forgets to put it in. Oh, they did that with one of my my photo
I've heard
booth
of that with
legs.
like batteries for like the 360. I've heard of too.
Yeah. They'll take the battery out because you're not supposed to have batteries in there. But they'll take. I remember they took out one of my photo booth legs and didn't put it back in, and I had to come back. I had to come back to get it in Austin because it was at TSA in Austin. Luckily, it was in Austin. Like I've had so much shit. Oh my God. Traveling, guys, if y'all want to travel, just white label it, because like I've been doing this for freaking I don't know how long, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
We're not able to though, or it doesn't make sense. Like I've got to go to Reno next month because I can't. There's nobody there that does what I need, so I'm gonna have to go up there. It's after
you can't drive there.
I can, but it's 7 hours, so
Dang.
we may end up driving. I don't know what we're gonna do yet.
It's like from here to the next city.
We're
I know,
what?
that's
7 hours?
You talking about
Reno's
Texas?
about
You talking
7
about
hours.
Texas cities, man.
Yeah.
Like me and Timo live in
what?
Texas, guys.
And
Timo
we're
is
9 hours apart.
hours from me.
I live in
Timo
Las
is
Vegas,
9
and
hours
everything is
from
20
me.
minutes away.
Yeah. And Timo, we're not even at the other side of it. I'm in the middle. Timo is at the corner.
Yeah.
But 9 freaking hours just to visit my friend? I'll visit you on FaceTime, Timo. Yeah. See, even Justin travels for travel gigs too. Oh man. And then it's the worst because when you travel,
Justin are we
usually it's at an event. Justin McZeal.
Yeah.
Vegas in the house. Vegas in the house. Justin just recently talking about wanting to do remote shit from Thailand. I was like, man, that's if I could do that, that'd be retirement shit right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do remotely, like one of your options there, Jason. Would y'all want to do that?
Sure.
Remote?
I mean,
That's too much of a
that would be
control
ideal,
freak.
yeah. If we could
I
get
was
to a
looking-
remote
I was
situation.
looking at Lap. I was like, Lap
I'm a
is
control
no way
freak. Yeah.
letting loose of the reins on her.
No,
feet.
man, I can't. And that's the thing. Like, I don't do all the type of creative stuff that you do, Min. My stuff is, a little bit more tame for the most part, but still, like, I am such a control freak that I have to like micromanage everything, and I try to like pull back, but the admin side takes over for most of.
Yeah. Hey, that's why you need to get somebody to help you with that.
Yeah, and that's not me
Oh,
at
like
all.
like psychological help, you mean?
I
Like
mean,
mental
if that's how you're taking it,
I mean,
if
I have
that's
to
how you're
be
taking
letting
it.
go. I can't let go of being a control freak. I can't help that part. Like I would need even if someone is proficient, that would be a struggle for me to let go. I can't help that.
I feel like
But
you're
I've
like one of my project manager, like on site at an activation that is very like, I need this, I need this, I need this, like this.
Yes, I am. I don't even when I first started, I was like all about like interacting with guests and stuff like that because it's not as serious when you're doing like backyard parties, right? But like as soon as we started moving into like, more corporate stuff, like I can't even focus on interacting with clients and guests, like, cause I'm just there like making my mind is only focused on making sure like all the tech is working and any troubleshooting issues and stuff like that. So my team knows that about me. So they jump in and like they do like the guests, like managing guests and clients, and they're great with people. So yeah, I'm literally just like the back end. Like I'm more the tech support and more like admin stuff.
Well, you're freaking me out. Like, what are you just staring straight at the screen, just like,
Yeah.
sorry, dude. He's a killer, bro. I was like staring right into my. Let's chat about prime money making experience, 360 or glam or custom or AI. How are y'all's AI? Are y'all doing any AI stuff? I ain't doing no
It's
AI
White
stuff.
label. I've done a lot
Very-
of white label AIs.
It's unpredictable to me. Like I've gotten some outrageous outputs. I mean, it's funny, but
Yeah.
I have chill clients, so I can't imagine the clients that are very, more serious, where they might.
Jason, have you done any? Jason, with your
Not
4
a lot.
million events?
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. Like we're not doing the super advanced shit like Nicholas and Matthew are doing. So like if someone wants some basic stuff that I can do on Snap, then I'm game for it.
Yeah.
But we did just close one that was pretty big, and I thought I was going to have to commission someone to set it up, and but we went in a direction that didn't require that. But no, not very much AI. It's pretty small.
Is there what about you, Billy? You just got white label AI. Like
Yeah, I love that. Love it.
that doesn't make any sense. That's ridiculous. That is like a One Piece party premiere. That
Shit,
makes
man.
no sense for you to
No,
get
it was
that
a-
card.
So this is what it was. It was a pitch. It was a pitch for Comic-Con, right? And the thing is, the person they were basically had a license to sell Bandai products, but they couldn't get the One Piece Bandai name to do this. So this was the pitch, So and they said they couldn't get it. They said Bandai was trying to charge them like $70,000 for it or something like that. It's like, all right. They were like, no, he can't do it this time. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Hey,
It's a good concept, though.
What's the theme of that? What's the theme
It's
of that?
One Piece. One Piece.
One Piece. You never heard
so
the show One Piece? It's on
No,
Netflix.
I don't watch TV.
Wow,
I don't know what that is.
You need
Wow,
to take
that's
a break, lap, stop working, and just relax.
What's his name? Monkey D. Luffy
Find
or
some
something?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. But this was a concept they wanted to go for, and I mean, it was good. We're talking about like last year Comic-Con, so yeah. Hopefully they'll figure something out this year. I just gave somebody an idea to pitch just now. Face swap.
We had done
Silly
some
for
AI for Halloween,
For Halloween,
which was fun, but
Yeah.
we also had a couple of angry moms because they couldn't
Yeah.
recognize their
it
kids
added
anymore.
it added like 20 pounds to me when I did AI. I was like, man, I already feel
then-
bad. This just makes me feel worse.
And another downside is that most AI can't do group portraits, right?
Yeah,
It can
There's a
just
few
only
out there
do the
that
single.
do it.
Yeah,
there.
He's
there
so
are a few, I
lying.
think, but
Yeah. Matthew could help you out doing groups.
Yeah, Matthew Bernier. He does like custom AI for anybody who has a
So,
client.
yeah,
this is
asks for
cool.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
it integrates to pretty much any software if you're using Darkroom or even Snap or Breeze, whatever you're using.
What AI have you seen that's been impressive?
I really like booth
That actually goes with their event. Let me just say
events.
that.
Booth events. I thought
No,
their
I think
AI
you
was
mean-
pretty.
Like I feel
Like
like,
an-
AI
like
is
an-
often forced. Like everyone's like, hey,
Um,
I'm having an expo and I want everyone to look like superheroes for absolutely no reason.
Yes, exactly.
So
yeah.
yeah.
Something.
haven't had any.
There's only
I would
one
love-
that has stand out for me.
I'm trying to think if we
I would love just to like, and I've talked to some of the software companies. Like, I would love to see AI just doing a straight up like headshot, like a better version of me. Like if you go and get a photographer headshot, instead of like me slapping on my makeup and doing my hair and stuff, like coming in looking like I do in the morning, and then they just making me look fabulous. I would love to see that kind of AI. I think that is something easy that we could sell. Not
Yeah,
even
I
just
think
easy,
the
but that would
real
have more of a demand.
power
Not even
of AI would just be like make this photo have perfect exposure, and I think that AI by itself would be phenomenal. That's all you need.
That's actually
make
a
this
good-
photo have perfect
So I
exposure.
can
Don't change my
this-
clothes. Don't make me an elf. Just
Just
make
a
me exactly
better-
the same and just
Just
make
make
it
this
perfect.
photo better.
yeah,
So
like a better
optimized.
version. Yeah.
You know,
Like I
my
would love
last
to see that.
project, the last project I had, right? So basically, remember I told you about the red eyes? I was trying to overlapping it. So we're trying to get people with red eyes. Don't change anything about the facial features, but just use AI to change them to have red pupils or whatever it is, right?
That
But
work?
AI doesn't. No, AI doesn't work. The only reason why it doesn't work is because you have to manually focus on the eyes yourself.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
otherwise it's going to glam you out the whole face. I don't want it like that. I'm going to look like a
Yeah.
vampire and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's no prompt
You
that
can-
stops it.
You can do that automated, semi-automated with Photoshop, but
No, it can't.
require-
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, we were trying to do it.
you can, but it still takes a human step in there.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
You can't do it.
Selecting
You
the
can't
eyes.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't. Yeah.
So,
But I would
Well,
I would love like
Photoshop
just
can auto
a.
select eyes though. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can build that into an action or a droplet though. But
Wait,
yeah, you-
how?
Because they can detect a person.
yes.
You
It can
can't get it
detect
to
the person,
detect
but
the
how
eye?
does it detect the eyes?
yeah. If
That's
you
the
go
problem.
into I'm gonna have to pull up in the background here real quick.
Jason's right.
Jason says you can select the eyes.
we
Yeah.
want to do what like there's a
Automated.
lot of iPhone apps that can do what it is that we want to do, but it's
Yeah.
an iPhone. It's not
Snapchat.
foldable software. I feel like the foldable software is just more of, hey, look, we got AI,
So like
and
in
it's just more
Liquify,
general.
you can select eyes, nose, mouth, do face swap, things like
Liquify?
that. So yeah, so inside the Liquify specifically, but Photoshop can definitely select eyes. It's just
You
not a
order-
feature that I use very often.
Like you're talking about is an automated feature where you can select the eyes.
He's not talking about automated, but if you can select the eyes, we can automate it.
Oh, I've done it. So the thing is, I made things the way I did it. Like I made it with Photoshop with the generator tool, and it works.
Mhm.
But the only problem is, you have to have a selection on eyes. So that's still a manual step. Because let's say somebody's wearing a button and it looks like an eye, it's gonna make that thing red too.
But I think Jason's
So-
saying that you can.
Yeah, I don't know if you could use the Liquify to create a selection, but if you go into Liquify,
Oh.
there's a spot to do an eye slider to make your eyes be bigger or smaller. You don't even have to select them.
Jasons want that.
So there's probably some, I imagine, like red eye reduction built into that you can. I'm not sure if you
Red
could
eye
build that into
reduction.
a droplet or not.
He needs it as a selection, though. I don't
I
think
need it
that's
as a
what you need.
droplet.
Yeah.
I need a droplet. Yeah. So because in order to make my thing work, I need it as a droplet.
Yeah, that's
so.
what I'm wondering. I don't know if you could build it into a droplet. I have to test. I feel like you should be able to, but I'm not sure.
I don't
can
think
get you
can.
paid.
I don't
I
think
can get you paid. Let's go,
I don't think
Jason.
you can.
I
I
got
bet
results.
I bet you if we asked Cherie, she would probably know the answer to that.
I got a
Cherie
few
might know.
bucks. Anybody can help me
Got
do
a
it.
few bucks.
You know
But
who's
to
AI?
answer that question earlier about like what do you think is like the driving like dollars, like for me, I feel for many years it was glam, but now glam is being undersold. A lot of people are underselling glam just because now it's just a click, whereas before it was way more advanced. Like it took way more of a workflow. So I don't push glam anymore, but I feel like the studio, what do y'all call it? Studio lounge, studio headshot lounge.
I call
I
it
feel like-
studio portraits.
Yeah, studio
Yeah, like-
portraits.
Yeah, like I feel those are such an experience that they are not only high value, high dollar ticket item, but they're a lot easier to sell, especially if your client trusts you, because it's a whole experience. Especially if you're not doing crazy stuff like what Min does and what Billy does, what Jason does, like putting out like hella crazy creative type of event. A portrait studio headshot is a lot easier to execute and deliver because it's just about like you learning settings. So I think that's like the easiest high
I don't
ticket.
know. I don't know that because mostly people don't even know what camera they got that I figured out, let
That's
alone
true.
learning how
But
to
you
do
could,
the settings.
but you could change that. You can learn, right? Like you can take the steps to learn. But that if you were gonna ask me, and that's the direction I'm taking my company, like I want to be more focused on like the studio headshot lounge experience because it's so unique and it really does have like that wow factor. And because there's no I'm aging myself again because there's no Craigslist listing for it for $200 or whatever. There's no price ceiling. There's no ceiling for it. No, it doesn't
Right.
take a lot in terms of creative. I lack the creative side, but I can do the workflow side.
I just want to say the best and the only AI that I've liked that I've seen in an activation that actually makes sense is Mr. Justin's football
yeah, yeah.
bobblehead trading cards.
The
Oh
bobbleheads,
my
yeah, that was
god,
great.
that was so cool.
Which one
That
of
was
the,
good.
one of the best use of,
By
use of
far
AI,
the
and it
yeah,
was well
by
deserved.
far the best use of AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That
if
was
y'all haven't seen
so
that,
cool.
I should go check it out,
Now
or you can do
everybody's
a
gonna
search
start
for
stalking. Everybody's
He's in
gonna start
the
stalking
chat, so
his.
he can drop a link.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Even
gonna start
I-
stalking your Instagram, Justin.
Even I had like asked him about it. It was so good. I had to ask him about it because I wanted to do it, but I wanted to be like, yo, you did this.
It was legit.
I want to ask if it's cool if I do this because it's the creative thing, creative respect. You ask somebody and not just rip that shit off, right? But yeah,
Like that one.
that's by far one of the best
Freaking cool.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did something.
things of AI.
We
that
pitched
actually makes
something
sense.
similar. It's still open. I don't know if it's going to close or not. As for what's wrestling these days, not WWF. Now I'm showing my
AEW.
yeah.
I don't watch TV. I still know this.
So we were pitching something that was similar that had made people into AI toy wrestlers inside the packaging and stuff for so we're in that
I
conversation.
think we did
don't
the
know if it's
same.
gonna go through or not.
I think we did the same thing to the same.
You're pitching
Oh,
for
yeah.
that.
I think we pitched the same shit to the same people. WWE is my client too, but we ended up doing
it wasn't
Xbox
to them
things.
directly. It was through a DMC that reached out to me that's working with them. So.
But yeah, if y'all
You
gonna
guys,
use
this-
AI, just make it like
Makes sense.
make it make sense
Yeah.
instead of just
Part-
look, I'm
part
a
of the
superhero.
event.
Oh look, I'm a Viking. Like,
You know, it's funny
Right.
is anytime someone
It
reaches out
gets
to us
me.
about AI, also they start with the superhero, and we always tell them, "Hey, everybody does superheroes. Let's do something unique." And they're always like, "No, let's do a superhero." I don't understand it, but they
Because
that-
people like to be safe with stuff. That's why people lean more into like being safe, making safe decisions. Dude,
Yeah,
you
I agree.
guys, we are on here for 2 hours already.
yeah, we got to wrap
dang,
up.
for
shit.
real?
Save some conversation for
I got
next time.
babies to cook for.
Yeah, I gotta put my kids. I gotta tuck my kids in.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
so-
good chat, guys.
Good chat. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll clean this up and post it next week if you weren't able to sit through it all.
Well,
And,
yeah.
2
join us
hours
next
is
month.
our record. This is long.
Nikki Baby says,
You're
says
good, Naked
hi.
Baby.
Baby.
Nikki
Bye.
Baby says hi.
And
Bye.
4 weeks from now, we'll do this again. So come back and join
Hey,
us.
let's get a guest to come in here with us and chit chat.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I think
let's do
Nicholas asked if he could come in. So I'll talk
Nicholas,
to him.
Yeah.
Nicholas Rose. Let's bring him in.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys.
Right.
Peace out. Bye.
Okay, just make sure.
To keep the conversation going, join our Facebook group, Pro Booth Talk Community. If you enjoyed this podcast, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking, reviewing, or sharing this topic with someone in the industry.